There you go.
Is it a lot better?
It's clear as the ocean.
Yeah, it looks like a lot.
Much better. Hi.
Yeah. Hello, finally. How are you?
Finally, how are you? Good to see you. Thank you. Thank you so much for having this call. I know that you had a very busy day and you just got home, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Yes, today it's sometimes so you have everything or you just don't have anything. But today
Mhm.
it's been like, you know, minutes by minutes. But
Mhm.
anyway, came
Back
home. It's here in Spain. It's almost 10 to 11. What time is it there?
here is almost 10 to 5,
Oh,
10 to 5 p.m. Yeah, my day is still halfway through, I guess.
yes, you still have time. It's unbelievable how different the time zone and in the same time all
This is
together.
it itself. It's one of the facts that I sometimes think about, how time is an illusion and time is something that we created the concept of time to to make things easier, which is not actually. It makes everything more complicated. But yeah, so today we're going to talk about confidence, and I have a lot to talk about, so don't be shy. Yeah, so we're going to talk about confidence. But so, what do you think? Let's start with the fundamentals, basics. What is confidence? What do you think?
Well, confidence is believing in yourself. First of all, believing in yourself and your abilities. That's what is a confidence. And we think that we are not confident, but this all starts from very little. This is something that your parents. We always begin with the parents because we are born to to mom and dad or mom or dad, and it depends a lot also from the way um, how they teaching you for how they uh, okay, the word now is gone again, it's coming in Spanish but not in English. The way how they see you,
Hmm.
and then with the time, of course, you get in yourself to believe in yourself or to rediscover yourself with the society and outside. But it starts from very little because a lot of time parents are the first one who are telling you, for example, that you are not able to do anything or look at you, and this starts there to losing this believing in yourself, loving yourself, and be appreciating yourself. So from that point of view starts, and then you're growing up with like you're nobody. And I'm sure that there's a lot of people who think that they're nobody or they don't have any confidence in themselves because they think that they're not pretty or they don't deserve to be in this earth, or just like nobody likes them.
Hmm.
What
So
is confidence for you? How you what you is confidence for you, for example? What do you think?
I think I personally believe, first of all, confidence is not let's say a personality. It's a skill. It's
Oh,
something
yeah.
to learn. It's not that, oh, this guy is confident, the other one is not, and that's what the way it is. Uh, no one is born confident. We all born open to learning, and like the way that you receive from the your environment is going to, as you mentioned, is going to create your confidence, or either gives you the image of someone who is not worthy at all. The way that your parents, your caregivers, your environment react to your mistakes, to your questions, to your uh, learning curve, of course. And So first, as you mentioned, this is like it's really important for for parents or those who are taking care of children who know how to build this confidence in a healthy way. Some parents are too protective. They don't let their children do anything. You can't do this. I will do it, and they think that they're loving their children too much. Oh, this is I will be there for you. You cannot do this. I will be, and it's going to sabotage their future because you're not always there and you shouldn't be as a parent. And I think that's important to let your children make mistakes and embrace their mistakes and pay for their mistakes and then learn the lesson. And this is a way to learn. They can build their confidence. Uh, but as you said, I think it starts with parents, of course, from very first ages.
Yes, it is because if we don't give them this opportunity, even even if you see them that they're making a mistake, so immediately we are telling them bad words, and all this is getting inside, and then he's nobody after that because if he doesn't have approval from his parents, that's it. He's growing this person, and it's not only that. It's not only the way how behave or what the parents are telling them. Also the way how they teach them, even with their posture. So here comes the manners and etiquette, because this also, if from little kids you're telling that she sit, correctly, and smiling, that is not a problem, that wherever he goes or she goes, everybody is going to receive that. That is a beautiful, just give them these nice words, kind words. So, of course, this child is going to grow up like that, on that kind of environment. So, this is with the kids. We know parents that it's very important from little, because I've been growing myself. I've been growing that way. My mom, my dad, they used to tell me, okay, oh, they let me go against the wall, but at the same time, always encourage me and say, many times I ask, I'm pretty, mom, or what you think about me? And of course, that's the best things to say. But if you say to your kids all the time, "Oh, you're an idiot," I'm sorry for the words, or "You're this, look at you, you don't,
Hmm.
you can't do anything. What kind of child I have?" And I'm sure that a lot of our followers, friends, they had maybe something similar from little. And so now the thing is that how we're gonna change this, what we should do, to grow, because confidence is something that is ability, like you said, and is something skill that you can learn if you want. Maybe it's not very easy for some, but it's something that you can achieve. And it starts with your physical appearance and then goes to inside, because this is very important. You, you need to know how to dress, to be confident. You see, I'm using the word confidence. The way how you dress, it's very important. The way you're grooming, this is very important. So this is something that you transmit on the other side. So the people will feel that you're a confident person. Your posture, this is the way how you present yourself. First 3 seconds, 5 seconds, 7 seconds, whatever you say. This is something that is showing what kind of person is. If you're this kind of person like that, come in, and of course, this is what's mean. Low
These
self.
are really important tricks: how to enter a room, how to your posture, everything. But before we leave the first various steps for children, I just recall that a scene that it was so inspiring for me myself. I was watching these children playing on the playground,
Mm.
and a baby about like maybe 4 or 5 years, he fell on the ground, and immediately he turned his head toward his parents to see if he had to cry or like what is their reaction. And it was a very like a moment of realization for me that this baby, this little boy, he didn't even feel any pain or something. he was just looking for the reaction for the parents. So am I an idiot now, or like should I be worried, should I cry? Because sometimes this crying is like a defense mechanism, just to leave me alone, I'm already hurt. It's important to how to talk to your children. Let them and just sometimes the first impression or maybe the intuition of a parent is just to run to your child and try to protect them, and then try to avoid, like make them not to do this mistake again, and just probably start talking back. But be mindful about the long run impact. So let them fall, let them get back on their foot again themselves, and it's really important to just watch them and let them do their own things first. Uh, but as you said, so when sometimes it's just like it is what it is. You cannot go back in time and change your parents, or this is what it is. But how can we now learn to be confident? I think the first step is to unlearn what we already learned before, that we are not worthy, or as you said, uh, you don't know how to do things. You're an idiot. When it comes, like sometimes they point some, they target some things. Like when it comes to finding a friend, you don't know what you're doing. When it comes to your financial, you don't know what they're doing. You might grow in other aspects, but this specific or particular aspect is always lacking in your life. So how can we first unlearn things like, the conditioning that has happened in our life for years?
Well, this is start with yourself, acknowledge first this the power that you want to change. This is something, this is the first thing that you want to do it. And I always recommend you start with yourself in the mirror. Every day something that you need to do is in a mirror to observe yourself, even without clothes. So it would close the way how you want, and observe without any noises something, everything, your face, your body, and give this affirmation to yourself that you are the, say, perfect for, we all perfect for ourselves, but that this person will, how you said, will unlearn all this and will become this new version of himself or herself. And I do this in the mornings always. And a lot of us, we don't believe, that, believe in yourself, believe that you're handsome or beautiful, believe that you're capable of doing things. Look at and you say, or what you're going to say to another person if someone else asks you how, this is another thing. If you don't know how to do it, but then you ask someone else, the advice that you want to give, then suddenly you start telling all these things that you should do yourself. So I'm gonna, I recommend to start with the mirror facing.
Yeah, I love mirrors. I love mirror
Yeah.
talks. I do have some mirror. Let's say, I don't know if that's a meditation or something, but mirror talk is really powerful for me. I do talk to the mirror, and I just it's sometimes a breakthrough. Like while you're talking, and I just speak it out. Some observations will be so helpful, and of course affirmation is important even in children before they even understand what you're saying. In very first ages, you just keep saying them, and I believe affirmations, like, instead of telling your children that you're beautiful, it's I believe it's better to say you are confident, you are happy, you are worthy, you are safe. Because anything that is like this physical appearance could change, and like, if you want to let them know that they're beautiful, then they are loved. So just directly go to the love part. Say you are loved, and if you are beautiful or not, that's extra. So good for you anyway. So I think that even, finding a good affirmation for children is important. But yeah, so for us, it's sometimes, so it could be a little bit tricky, but how we can use affirmation for, let's say, a 25-year-old or a 35-year-old. They subconscious is already shaped, and there is a technique which I believe it's useful, that you record or you have an affirmation tape or audio and use it right before you fall asleep or right after you just open your eyes, because it takes time for your brain to move from subconscious to consciousness, and this is the best way you can reshape, you can rearrange your mind. And so yeah, so that's the affirmation is one of those things that I really believe in. And some very practical, easy, let's say, maybe way to taking baby steps toward confidence is to have a schedule, have a routine, make a commitment to yourself to do something and stick to the plan. It's not, you don't need to put it like a high, huge uh, goal to achieve. Just even as small as sorting your closet, or doing your little stuff. Just make a promise, hold on to your promise, and deliver the promise to yourself. And when you
Yeah,
achieve, it's create this pathway in your brain, so now you're more confident. It's release hormones of having more confidence in your life, and it's a process of learning more, doing more, and achieving more. And then the pathway in your brain that gives you the ability of like having like a confident gesture and posture, actually it creates.
yeah, it's called self-discipline.
So,
Something that is self-discipline is very important. And the affirmation we should every day, because nothing's happened for one day. You need to practice. That's why you're getting better when you practice. It's the same with the car. If you drive in the first day, you're just a disaster. Little by little, you become an expert. So this is with everything is practicing, and affirmations are very good, and they work in the morning, they work at night, they work in any moment. You just have to we can expect someone else to do it for us, or the appreciation from the rest of the human beings. We need to start it with ourselves, and then it comes the other things, what the other person's gonna say about us. This is lately, and I have also with my followers, and this is something that we should stop care about what other people are thinking about us, because this is their own projection on their way of thinking. And we think that is this domesticated way of living how we have from a long time ago. That's why I recommend the book of Don Miguel Ruiz. It's called The Four Agreements. And there is one of the four agreements is don't take anything personal,
mhm.
and listen what the other people. Maybe you can make your own constructive opinion from the other people. So maybe some of the things you will realize that maybe they're right with the time, but doesn't have to affect you. And lately, especially new generations, have suffered a lot from acceptation from what everybody else is going to say.
The,
So this also is pushing our confidence really low.
yeah, so when you put too much weight for what others think, even sometimes you receive good feedbacks, but it's important to remember that it's don't get so excited for praise, and like for clappings, and don't, on the other hand, don't go so depressed, don't be so depressed and sad about, let's say, criticism or anything against you. So if you are the only one who can shape your own mind toward yourself, don't listen to two extremes. of course, and the self-talk. Someone mentioned that it's important how you talk to yourself, regardless of this, like any other affirmation. If you make a mistake, I see people when they forget something, or they just, by accident, they drop something, they start talking about, oh, I'm such an idiot. I'm so
Yeah,
ignorant. I'm so, like, yeah, this is important. Not
silly,
even
stupid.
inside, not even outside. I think it's important to respect yourself, like someone you talk to yourself the way that you talk to a loved one.
Yes, we have this one, and I just remember also that um, when we're little, our parents, they always compare us to someone else, and this is very common because it's happened, and I hear very often, oh, you see, you're not very good like James, for example. Look, he's doing everything so right, and look at you. So this compare. So that's why comes in the end all these feelings that we should be appreciated from the rest. So this is a huge mistake. Parents, please. I'm talking like that because my kids are already big. They are 17 and 18 years old. So actually, I never, used to compare them. Always, because they also comes to me and say, because she has, or she's training better, or she, because there's both of them sportive, boy and girl, professional gymnast and swimmer. So very often, you hear, but no, she's better than me, the other one. And I said, look, everybody have their own life. You concentrate on yourself. He is achieving because that's what he's doing his best, or she's doing her best, and you should concentrate on yourself and do your best.
Exactly. And it's
So
really tricky when it comes to teenagers, especially those who are engaged with super competitive environments, as you mentioned, like sometimes in college or sometimes in school, they have this sport teams, they have their own things, like which is it's again, it's really important for parents to be mindful of how they can manage this kind of like potential threats for the children. And let me ask you about, I think it's really important, the next step in the confidence topic anyway, how to talk, treat, behave, how to deal with our partner. So we talk about not to compare with your children with others, but I see it's so common that even spouse, or like maybe a wife might say, "Oh, look at he's doing well in his business. You're not doing much. Look at them. The family is happy. This family is successful. They have this, they have that, and you don't have it." When it comes to partnership, like in life partnership, uh, how important it is for men and women how to talk to treat their partner.
the most important is first to know that we should respect each other, and then how we should talk. We have to inspire. That's why we are partners. We need to, once we become a partner, we become one. Okay, so if you don't want to accept this, so don't go with no one, stay alone. But in a minute that you're a partner and you're living together and you have a family, you have children, you become one. So this one is, if you're going to talk the way how you talk to yourself, that's mean that the way how you talk to your partner. So it's very important to encourage between us to don't compare to, my parents used to say all the time, look, what is in your family is in your family. There's nothing outside, and you don't compare, and nothing comes from inside going outside. No one needs to know what's going on with your life.
Don't wash
And
your dirty laundry in public.
yes, and we are women, especially, we are all the time outside and complaining about our husbands or whatever. This is maybe another topic, very interesting. Or men's, I don't know, but I know women what they do because Very often you start to say, oh, my one, look at him, he doesn't do this, he doesn't. And no, your husband is or your wife is number one, so you need to respect, and you need to keep them always high, they're up, and they're everything. So when it comes to that, then the confidence comes in. So you believing in me, you're protecting me, you're apoyar, how you say this in English, forgot now, comes to Spanish. You stay behind me, and you want me to achieve my goals. The same, like there's not competencia, how you say?
Or to
And the Spanish, sorry. There's no competition between us, between partners. We are together and you should be happy. So for that, of course, affirmations, of course, is good night and kiss and good morning, a kiss. This is something very important. And today, your day is going to be beautiful. Believe in yourself. You're going to make it. This is things between, if we say between couples, partners, to talk to each other. We should never go to bed angry. What's happening, fix it, but don't go to sleep angry. Never.
Yeah, some people might not go to sleep for a couple of days, probably, if you're not going
Well,
to.
don't
Yeah,
sleep a couple of days.
yeah.
But
So
this
stay
is
awake
something
until
that,
you solve the problem. Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
Don't ever sleep on it. Sleep on
I mean, come
unresolved
on,
problem.
yeah, you're sharing everything with this person. That's why he's a partner, to go together, not one in front, not one in the back. You are together. That's
And this is
why
the
we are.
mindset. It's the relationship, real relationship. Let's say, not just dating, more serious relationship mindset. It is not me or it is not you anymore. It's us. It's just we are now one. And
Yeah,
then it's a double-edged sword. That's how I can embrace my partner's confidence with the self-talk that I'm using. Pretty much what I say, it in my partner's brain acts like she's saying it to herself. That's how we should appreciate every single small step. We should not just bring up the the flaws or like the mistakes or the lacks. So we need to be grateful, appreciate, mention both the things that we like. It's really important to talk about things that you like about your partner, and the more you put your partner up, it's for you both. It's just give you the same. It gives you the same of like self-worth,
yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
Yeah.
It gives me, see, this kind of also, of course, we like to give us good comments. So it builds your confidence, and you say, okay, I'm worth it, or um, you motivate it, and you make people happy. That's very important. Anyway, this was about the crowd. uh, yes, it's very important, this. And also, let's not forget that very important also the way how you present yourself also physically, grooming. It's
Hmm.
so important for the confidence. Because if you're all day with your tracksuit or leggings, or just don't care about your physical aspect, your confidence is going down. So you don't feel me. If I when I dress, I okay, very now with the tracksuit, maybe just only for going to do some sports or maybe in the mountain. But if I dress nicely, you groom, you prepare, you just you want to own it, the world.
Hmm.
This is something that we should appreciate and do it. A lot of women and men lately is just like going even to the theater with the tracksuit, with the leggings, to the cinema. In the cinema, you see everybody how they are so lazy, everyone. So this
Yeah.
automatically your confidence go down.
And then they might be like, why are you looking at, you know hair or hair, or why you just not giving me all your attention? You're doing this, you're doing that. So it's important to you give yourself your attention first, and then demand your partner's attention. If you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not loving yourself enough, if you're not, like, just care about your appearance, how do you think that your partner should love, take care, or appreciate you, your look, your appearance? It's kind of like you teach them how to treat you.
Exactly. I mean, it's very important. I know we're talking a lot about only inside, but believe me, um, the physical appearance is very important. Very important to, I don't know what's wrong with this fashion. Okay, not say fashion, or the way, the styles lately is being, everybody's too lazy. Everybody's dirty, everybody, okay, not everybody, but most of the people I see, they don't care the way how they dressed.
Oh my God, did you see the latest Balenciaga shoes thing? I don't know, have you seen them or not? I mean, what was that? And
Okay,
it's
this
for
is
new generation, they might think, oh, it's comfortable, just be, like, be hippie, be comfortable. This is what I am. My clothes doesn't define me, but come on,
it is
you need
defined
to,
you. Come on. Yeah.
does define you. I mean,
It does
yeah,
define
I
you.
don't say it's not about the price. It's about being clean and being on, like, just basics.
Basic. How many times you shower? People, they don't even they just, I mean, lately it's been really, I'm really kind of like disappointed. Come on, grooming, it's so important. I just put a video, well, a few days ago on TikTok, in Instagram today, about your nails. I mean, nails, to look after your nails is not only for women, it's for men as well. Your pedicure, uh, your face, your just everything, your hairs. I
That's
mean, come
true.
on, we are going. This is so important. I don't want to bring you back to the 50s and the 60s. Look, the women and men, how they were dressed.
I hope you could. I really hope you could. Yeah.
Look, they were going even to buy bread well dressed. Why not now? Tell me, here all these followers who are now our friends. Why we're not? I mean, it's so important. So this is part of the confidence also. You know, grooming and well dressed. It's and this is etiquette. This is a good manners. This is respect to yourself, but also the people in front of you, your partner.
Hmm. I just remembered an event or something that about almost like 6 months ago or something. Just in February, I had a really important exam online, and it was so intense. The exam was kind of like when it's online exam day, you have to have cameras around and they watching you and they
Yeah.
voice and everything. And I was ready for the exam. Like 5 minutes before I start, I noticed that my computer, my laptop, it doesn't let the voice go through. And then they said that they're gonna cancel my exam because they cannot hear my voice. And it took me about 2 hours with me on the side trying to let them know what is happening, and they just gave me some time to fix it. So it was just a devastating situation, and it was kind of like mental breakdown for me before the exam. So, oh my God, what should I do now? And then they rescheduled my exam for maybe like 15 minutes from now. The only thing that I could do after all my, let's say, the experience I had with critical care, with trauma patients, and everything was just so intense sometimes. I took a shower instead of anything. I took a shower. I dressed up in my best suit. I got my tie. I had my perfume, like my cologne and everything. It was just so ready. Pretty much, I'm going to a wedding. And then I appear on the screen, and the guy was kind of like shocked. What did you do? It actually boost me up, like, dramatically. It just gave me the confidence, even though I lost about 2 hours and had a mental breakdown. I passed the exam easily. I just feel like when I actually smelled my old cologne, I was just, that's of course. I mean, I can do anything. It just gives me the brought at back my confidence.
Yes,
You
it's
dress
very
up.
important. Yeah.
Hmm.
To breathe, when you're in situations like that and you feel like you're not confident, breathe and say you're going to the Oscar. I learned from Mika Meyer. She's another etiquette teacher, and she said, "Look, when you go to the room and you have to go or maybe a speech, or even you invited somewhere and you kind of like you don't know how to, you're scared or whatever happens there in front of your eyes. You just think that you're just winning the Oscar. How are you gonna be in that moment? That is yours, the Oscar, so you need to go and pick it up. How are you gonna go and pick it up? Because you achieved something, so that's why you have the Oscar. But you need to pick it up. So, she was explaining this. You just go there, no matter what, just go. And this is practice, only the first time is, then after that, it's so for all of you who kind of like what you did, you put your perfume in the, you breathe and say, whatever what's going to happen, I'm going.
Bring it on. I'm ready.
It's very important speech, speaking in front of people, it's a big problem these days, but also I'm telling you, this becomes from little, child, because if it doesn't happen after, if you're kind of person who love speaking in front of the people, has to be really rare, like when you're older, to happen to you that suddenly, there must be some reason for that, but really deep reasons. Otherwise it's become from little. And then it's easy to just take the books and read and
Repeat and repeat and repeat and practice. This is part of. I'm not always so. I'm not a very big fan of this statement of fake it until make it. Sometimes you don't. You shouldn't fake it. You should humble yourself and I don't know how can I learn. But when it comes to self-talk, I think it works. Fake it until make it. Repeat it. Repeat the self-talk. Repeat it. Healthy confidence that you know that you already have everything you need. You're enough, but you always can do better. This is the let's say the summary of a healthy confidence. But I'm sure that you already have some practical tricks when it comes to your like daily interaction with people. Let's say eye contact or smile. These are your gesture. How can you just sit or stand? Like how can you? What is your body gesture to present yourself more confident? Is there anything
yeah.
you want to add here?
Yeah, body language is very important and we should learn. Actually, I need to start now making more videos about body language. Because in the end of the day, everything about the table is going to finish, So when you have all the videos about so then it comes to, there's a lot of, etiquette and manners are not only tables, it's a lot of more things. So, yes. So after our physical aspect and dress appropriate for any occasion becomes your posture. This is something that even if you don't have any confidence, even if you don't know anything about anything, with your posture, the
And
person in
talk.
front of you, yes,
Mhm.
women, very important. Women, we tend to be like that first because of our breast, then because this mom posture, that is everything is like that because you have few children and backs and whatever, and so you become with this mom posture like that, very tricky one that we should think about that. So it's very important your straight posture, and this becomes from very little as well, because my parents, they used to slap me, like just to remind me, come on, Sophia, your back, you can't sit like that, this is typical, like, yeah, okay,
Yeah,
with a finger in your mouth or whatever, your hair, like,
yeah.
yeah, what is this, just straight. And it comes from here, low back, this, your chest in front. The other day, my ballet teacher, I'm going to ballet classes. This is very important. So women, if they want to go to ballet classes, is very important. She said, look, when you hold your hand like that, so from your chin to your shoulder should be this distance of your hand. It can't be like that, you see. So there's no distance. So you always try to have it. So then you know that you're straight. The other one is from your breast to your belly also. So that means that immediately, you put your shoulders down and straight. And
And
the
your
other one,
chest.
yes, this is just, if you don't, it just go, your shoulders goes immediately, like a circle in the back, and that's it. You don't need more. But then what we do immediately, so this is very important wherever you're in a social or business presentation or meeting or environment. Posture, it's then another thing is okay, so just to finish, the other one is just here on the from your how you say here, hips, a little
Your
bit
hips.
more down but straight, because usually we tend to be like that, or with the women with the bottom behind, that you think that this is very sexy, this is so bad, and actually for your health is just terrible. You can this position like going like
Mhm.
no, it's hurting a lot. And on top of that, when you sit on the chair, my camera, I don't know if you can see it here. Well, hardly see. I need to go a little bit down just to, no, you can see the chair. But you don't sit until the end, never. You sit half, okay?
Mhm.
So it's just, I'll show you later. We are not doing that. You see, this is so ugly. And it's for
Mhm.
women and for men also. This is for both. Half of it, so there is a space between. So this is something that, and it's okay. And then we should not cross our knees. I know that it's very comfortable and it's fashion, but first of the healthy reason, and then if you're with the skirt, we should not cross our. We should cross only down by our ankle, and that's
Mhm.
it, but not by our knees. So this is something that when you know how to do it as a body language, and then when you're not kind of like nervous and now what I'm gonna do, I'm here, okay, you're trying to be straight, but then your hands are going around in your hair. On
Look down when you're talking to someone. You're not making an eye contact. You just
Then it comes the eye contact. Yeah, you have posture. First is walking also. First is walking, the way how you walk. If you walk like trying to hide, then is the posture, then is eye contact. It's so important. And there's a trick also, because sometimes we're shy to look the person in front of us. You kind of like, "Oh, I can't see. There's a lot of people who just they talk but they cannot, because it's also it's something there. This can be also some like a child trauma.
Mhm.
So for that you have different tricks, like you start you observe the face a little bit in your forehead, like a little bit, then a few seconds, then you go on one side, then you just observe all the face. So somehow your brain is busy with that, so you kind of like forget about I'm shy to look at him in the eyes. So a little bit when you start looking around the face, then you kind of like relax, and you can, and most of the time it's good to look here between the eyes on the middle. If I'm looking at you right now, I'm looking at you, I don't know, we were far away, but right now I'm looking between your eyes here on the middle. I don't know if you notice it, but it doesn't. So then if you don't want to, go straight to the eyes of the person, and little by little, and then it comes to the smiling.
Mhm.
This is the best. This is the best medicine to everything. Smiling.
Yeah, and
Not
then
bad.
we start with how you think. How do you have your self talk? How do you take care of yourself? How do you dress, walk, your posture, your uh, details when you're making eye contact? These are all practices. These are not things that you were born with. This is not
Mhm.
your genetic. It's just it's a skill. Confidence. Get back to the first statement. Confidence is a skill to learn. And these are all down material you can practice. And don't forget the mirror. Don't forget the mirror. It's magic what the mirror does.
At the mirror in the morning, when I'm like half my hair is like that, The first thing in the morning, I need to film one day, but then you're gonna think that I'm doing it on purpose. The first things that is just like look at myself and say, "Oh, you're so good looking. Oh, you're so pretty." Talking to myself for morning, and then like, okay, so Sophia, what should we do today? Yeah, we need to do this and this and that, and there's a moments that you are also in a bad mood or something. So the mirror is very important. So look at you and say, but I like myself. Look, my eyebrows on this. You have to start loving yourself. That's the main. That's why I mean, and if you don't like something, change it. You say, oh, my nose, but change again if you want. Oh, my teeth, well, change something, do something. If you don't like, just don't fake it, just, you can always change little things, and, your hairstyle, what, this is not excuse.
But the most important thing that you should change is up here. Change this, and you will love everything.
Yes, but this, we are lazy. That's
Yeah,
our
it's a
problem.
lot of work. Again, you need to unlearn what you already learned, and then you start working on loving yourself, respecting yourself, and then you see that everyone will love you when you start loving yourself.
Exactly.
Mm.
And we don't believe. I understand that, we these days are also at distance, you don't believe. We have a lot of critics. And I put yesterday onto my Instagram, it's bad behavior, it's like predominant right now, than the good. And in the end, it's always the bad things and the way how everything is going around between us. This it's very, we need to be very careful, because the bad in the end is stronger than the good. If we think that it's not, but it's like that, you know um, you can't if someone is next to you who has a bad habits and everything, it's very easy to drown you. It's very
Mhm.
easy. Then the other way around, it's difficult, a person with the bad habits to push him up.
A
I mean,
negative comment, a negative behavior, a negative associate, a friend has 15 times more impact in your brain than a positive. So it means that if you have a bad negative self-talk to yourself, you need to repeat something good 15 more times to just to diffuse what you already did to your brain. And
yeah.
I think we can all see that even in social media, we all remember but one bad negative comment that someone left on the post that you post, instead of remembering all the positive things that we get. So it's true. Even in English language, there are way more negative words than positive. It's because the brain is always ready to defeat, to fight, to protect. Like it's always in the fight and flight mode. So it's important to remember that you need to do way more work on positive side to just be even with all this negativity around.
Yes, this unfortunately these days is just everywhere. But look, in the news, everything is bad. Uh, Around you, everything is bad. Your neighbors are with the faces like that. So where are you gonna? So you have to do it with yourself, because otherwise you don't receive it. But this is because if we all do it, then that's what example we're gonna have. But look the news, look everything in society and these days. So you need to be very strong, um, also mentally, and also if you have problems, don't be scared to talk.
Mhm.
Just search for help. Don't keep it. This is the worst things, to keep something inside.
It's
And
it's really important. I really love this because admitting things that you don't know or admitting that you need help is part of being confident as well. It's it's I think being egotistical or just have so much ego that I know it's completely against being confident. So there are so much that you don't know and you need help, and there are people who can help, and asking for help is a brilliant act of confidence and bravery, I guess.
but we are not. No one teaches to ask for help.
Mhm.
We are so difficult to. I mean, even I say for myself sometimes, to ask for something, it's kind of like, oh, but I don't want because I would give and receiving. It's we're so bad even of receiving things. We can give and we're not going to receive. And asking for help is very important. I said to a lot of my followers, they are young girls and boys. I really appreciate this because I have a lot of talks with them, and they really need helps, but they don't want to ask their parents because that's what the atmosphere between parents and teenagers in that case bad. So they're looking for help and they don't know how and where to. And somehow, comes to me, and of course I give them the proper advice where, because I'm not expert on everything. I mean, everything what I know is because I've been going to courses or learning or reading books 24 hours. But there's expert of different subject in life. So don't be afraid to ask for help or to ask for any advice. Even we need to learn, and even me, I'm on it also.
And those, especially for even for experts, I think the most confident answer is that I don't know. It's a really good question and I don't know the answer. Let's figure it out together. Let's try to find an answer together. How beautiful is that answer? Instead of someone immediately acts like I know everything, and your question is not over yet, and they start to answering your question every single time. It's
Yeah.
not confidence. It's a fraud.
Yes, it's like that. And about all this, we jump from the bad comments and the people who are negative and sending messages, or to another followers who receive all these negative messages, not to keep them, because in the end of the day, all these people, and I'm dealing also, I don't know you with your followers if you have, because I have a lot because of the videos of good manners, because for some of them is something that is like out of the world, and this doesn't exist because somehow they never had it in their life. No one teach them. But what I'm trying to do is every bad comments, in the end, if you're a little bit patient and you try to speak with this person, you understand that is with so many inside of this person is so much pain, or such a is going through so many bad things. So it's kind of like he's giving it to me, because he wants to defend him or herself. And in the end of the day, all these people, little by little, you change them, and they start thinking in a different way. But you need to have patience for that and just
And
try to
this
understand
is a
why.
tricky one, of course. Sometimes I I just remember the video that I talk about healing process,
Yeah.
which takes time and it's a long process and you need to be patient and just don't jump from like a solution to the other. But most importantly, do not bleed out on people who didn't cut you. It's important that if you are in pain and someone is out there to help, or you disagree with someone, you make sure that you're not attacking people just because they're different or you are in pain. You being in pain, or you being through a hell trauma, whatever, it does not justify that you hurt others. You need to, maybe your trauma is not your responsibility, but your healing is your responsibility. What you do after
Yes.
is your responsibility.
And this comes to again to good manners and etiquette, because that's what it is. If you want to say something, okay, you're in pain, or you disagree with my way of thinking, because you cannot complacer, how you say in English. Everybody, not everybody will like you, for what you are saying or you're doing. But there is a ways of asking, ways of giving your opinion, even if you say, dear Sophia, you talk about this, but I disagree, and I think this is it. It's different way than whatever you're talking about. You're this, what? Why? Let's
Mhm.
keep this. way of expression yourself, you know. And or now even a lot of coaches, even Gary Vee, for example, that I'm following him. Maybe I don't know, you know him now as well.
Mm-hmm.
And today when I write a message to him and say, why is this something normal in your country to every second words is
Yeah,
like
he's very too
yeah,
much to say bad words,
it's
and I don't like it either. I think it's just
but why? It's a
in
normal
his
way of
culture,
speaking
yes,
English.
in American culture, probably in his culture, his family culture, whatever, and he wants to integrate it to part of being authentic. This is what I am, but if
Really.
so, you need to know that people are watching you. If this is you, who you are, you can talk to your children or your wife at home. It's okay. But now that you have a platform, I had an interview a couple of days ago, and I said social media is kind of like dictatorship. There are millions of people now following you. You feel that you're entitled of doing whatever you want. This is who I am. So you need to take the responsibility for your platform. Now it's a teenager from a Middle East or from a, like a more conservative family. They're watching you, and this is not this language can make a scene, the drama in their household. You need to know what you're doing, and if this is who you are, you probably just keep it for yourself. But apparently, this is in the culture, the family. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, but this is something that it's not nice to learn and to follow because this kind of word is not has different meanings, you know. So I think we should avoid it and try to speak polite and nice and kind. Someone said complacer is please, thank you. Yes, now it's coming. I'm sorry, but it's four languages is a big mix for me.
Yeah, I
Coming
think.
from
Well, thank you so much. I know that you're tired, and we are now already reaching 1 hour talking, and
are
it's
we
kind of like
already an hour?
midnight. Yeah, it's midnight. It's supposed to be midnight at your end. But I would
But
love to continue this exact topic about manners when it comes to speaking. Like what kind of word you use and how you speak, and yeah. So hopefully, maybe we can have another talk soon about the conversations manner.
yes, there's a lot of tricks there that I wanted to talk about because it's very important the voice, especially a
Mhm.
woman voice, especially in a relationship, the voice. It's
Mhm.
completely different. And lately we tend to have this man voice that leave the man with the man voice and keep your nice and thin.
Soft.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a lot of things that we can talk about the conversation and how to make a conversation, especially when you're in a room. Who
Mhm.
first starts, who not? It's very important, and I think also for a lot of new generations, it's going to be very interesting. Um,
Awesome. Well, yeah. Thank you so much for your time again. I really appreciate you, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity that we could talk about confidence. And well, yeah. So thank you. If there's anything else you want to add.
Just I want to say that confidence is something that we can learn. Just a quick resume. Oh, my sleeping alarm comes out. I put 12 o'clock to go to sleep, but I never. So you see, this is something don't do. I'm not. Um, it's 12 o'clock, but I never. I'm not never ready for 12 o'clock, and I want to, but there's somehow. Anyway, Sophia, think about that, and I'm gonna do it. But now it's summer. I should go a little bit 1 hour later. Anyway, just confidence is something that we can learn. Confidence is outside and inside. And try every day little by little. And you will see that you can achieve it. And it's hard. It's difficult, but that's why there's a lot of people like me, like you, who can always help in any moment. I mean, you are a great listener. So people can speak and speak. I have also this a lot of patience, and we can always help. But confidence is something that, if you want, you can make it your friend. To be your best friend and show in front of the world. And yeah, have a good night or
Thank
afternoon. I just had my son operated from appendix. This was a big challenge this weekend, going in the
How is he
hospital.
doing?
He's fine, but has these 4 holes here because now is the new technology. It's not like
Laparoscopy, yeah, it's a new one.
yeah, but,
Yeah, so much new, but yeah, the
yeah. Once is on the belly, exactly in the middle. 2 on the side and 1 down. I don't know why on the left side. Someone, if he's a doctor, maybe can explain. But anyway, so of course, when you're all muscly and kind of like you can't stand up properly, it's a week of. I don't know if you've been operated from appendix, but
yeah, take it. So you need to like it takes time for especially because when they're doing the laparoscopy they inject kind of like air in the belly to expand to be
yes,
able to see everything and do the
of
surgery. And
course, you're a doctor. You know well. I forgot.
this pressure might be kind of like painful sometimes, especially in the first week. But he will, because they cut the muscles, it takes time for him to be able to have the straight stand tall and the posture again. But
Yeah.
yeah,
And also special food, because when you go to the toilet, then you have to. Oh, it's gonna be a little bit. I think for a week. So imagine our women when they have their cesarean and kids. So
oh
we
yeah,
should.
that
This is. But I forgot that you're a doctor. What kind of doctor?
I do surgery. I'm a surgeon. So
Oh,
I've done
there.
the same. I've done the same exact surgery for you. That your son had many times. So
Okay, so you
if
know
there's anything I
perfectly.
can do, please let me know. If there's anything I can help with.
No, nothing. It's just it's gonna be a few days, and it's a shame because he was going on the national competitions. A month, I don't think so. He's able to train. No,
It
no.
is what it is. Now for at least next 6 weeks would be tricky. Yeah. So
Okay.
you don't need to make any like a herniation or something. So you need to make sure that especially the big one in the belly,
Well, the belly is just little things on the side, so they open and then they go inside. So,
the
but this is
belly.
not.
Yeah, belly is the place that they insert the camera, which usually is the biggest one.
Okay, so there. So, but there's not a problem if he make any movement because
No,
coming out
no,
of
yeah,
walking is
no,
not
no.
gonna open, not gonna happen
No,
any.
after 2 3 days, he can start moving, but it takes about 6 weeks for him to start doing like a professional exercise and sport.
So maybe for July somehow, let's see, for the big competition he will make it. But at least they get it because it was really big. It was almost like a breaking. So
Yeah,
well, it's gonna be fine.
it's gonna be fine. It's always good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sophia.
Thank you.
It
Thank
was
you.
really,
We're gonna
really nice
speak next
talk.
time about the conversations and different ways of conversation and
Yeah,
who and how and when. Have a good evening and thank you so much.
thank you so much. Have a good evening too. Bye.
Bye bye. So where I'm going for to
I,
switch
I,
off.
I got it. I think I got this one. So let's see. Yes. All right. All right, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this talk. It was really insightful. I really enjoyed and I learned a lot from her. I hope you do too. And yeah, so I try to cut some of these talk if you can and make some short videos later. Before I end the session, again, I need to mention a couple of really, really, really important things. First of all, this is the only TikTok account that I use. I have it like a backup that I do not use. I'm not following anyone. I'm not messaging anyone in any circumstances with any different accounts. This is the only account I have. If you send me a message, I try to respond as much as I can. There are so many, but be aware of all the scammers out there. It's sad, but it's happening. They pretend to be me. They reach you out with different accounts, which is not real. Dr. Iman 177216, like numbers, whatever it is. And then they will start a conversation with thanking you or about like whatever they want to move the conversation to WhatsApp Google Chat or like anything like this, it's not real. Do not fall for these scammers. Protect your information, protect your uh, mental, emotional health, and protect your money as well. In no circumstances, any way, me or anyone else should not ask you money. So if it happens, you need to know that even me myself, if I ask you money, you shouldn't pay anything. Remember that. I had one friend of mine on TikTok reach out to me last week after we talked about this the scammers, and it's a sad story that she already paid some money to these unfair scammers, and I connected her to my legal team and my lawyers, and hopefully things will, because they already have all the bank information and everything, so she's going to make a file against them. But it's better to take care and prevent than to do all the stuff later. So be careful with your information, with your money, with all your important stuff. Here we go. And last but not least, those who live in Canada, thank you, Bella. Those who live in Canada, US, Mexico, all around Europe, UK, Dubai, Singapore, Malaysia, and Australia. If you want to join me on this business that I have about Juice Plus, either in the business side as a partner, or if you're just really looking for a healthy lifestyle, make a change in your diet to have a healthier lifestyle, eat healthier, all this skin health, hair, your gut health and everything, trying to manage your weight, and of course take care of nutrition. Reach out to me and send me a message on WhatsApp. My WhatsApp message is, thank you. My WhatsApp link is already on my link tree, on my bio. Send me a message and I will reach out to you and respond to your questions. I did in this talk, it was not about Juice Plus, but I should repeat it because that's what I do. Yeah, so reach out to me if you have questions, if you want to join, if you want to learn, and I will respond to your questions. It might take a little bit longer than usual because there's a lot of messages, but yeah, so that's what I do. And this is the only WhatsApp number that I use on my link tree. And yeah, here we go. I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your day, morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. Take care of yourself, and talk to you soon. Smile more. Love you all. Let's go.